Yes, people, welcome to Settle the Score ahead of the biggest rivalry in English football this Sunday. Manchester United at Old Trafford taking on Liverpool, and we are here to settle the score. And who better to get to settle the score than Mr. Sam Ellard, huge Liverpool fan, talkSPORT presenter. How you doing, Sam? What's happening?
Lex, I'm
What's
good.
happening?
I'm pumped. It's got to that time of the week where we're at the end of the week, planning the weekend, looking forward to the game, mate. You're absolutely right, by the way. We're not going to agree on much in the next 10 minutes. But one thing we can agree on, what you just said, biggest game in English football, no doubt about it.
100%. So let's get straight into this because I know what's happening, right? Out there in the media, out there from the rival fans, I know what's happening. And I'll tell you what's happening is Man United looked a little bit ropey against Brighton, same old rubbish. They were lucky against Fulham. So guess what? That means that Liverpool are going to go to Old Trafford and steamroller them. I know that's the narrative. Nobody else can convince me otherwise, right? But let me tell you how this script is going to play out. This is how this script is going to play out. At Old Trafford against Liverpool, it's different. The players will be ready. And Arne Slot is going to get a baptism of fire to the Premier League. He's played, let's be honest, with all respect to Ipswich, newly promoted, one of the favourites to go down. Portman Road, cool. Rode the storm in the first half, lovely. And he's played Brentford at home. No disrespect to Brentford, no problem, fine. They've done a good job. He hasn't faced the wrath of Old Trafford, mate. He hasn't faced the wrath of Old Trafford. And all this Ten Hag this and Ten Hag that. Last time I checked, Arne Slot is another manager who doesn't have great history or great traditions, done some decent things over there, from the Eredivisie. Last time I checked, that's what they said Ten Hag was. So I'm very confident. I'm very confident in my team. Very confident.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say here, Flex, is this is all cute and everything, what you've just said. The main reason why Liverpool are going to beat Manchester United, there's two reasons. Reason number one, we've got much better players than you. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Now, of course, football is not that straightforward, is it? The second reason why we're going to beat you is Manchester United, for the vast majority of last season, over 38 games, were one of the easiest teams in the Premier League to play against. And this Liverpool team, granted in the first two games we played, not the strongest opposition, but it looks a slightly different Liverpool team. But I still think an equally exciting Liverpool team, a more patient Liverpool team, a Liverpool team that are playing great football through midfield and cutting teams open. And Manchester United are, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the easiest teams to play against in the Premier League. And last season, over a 38-game Premier League season, you showed that. What was that stat around February time? Only Burnley and Sheffield United have had more shots on their goal than Man United last season. And when you've got players like Mo Salah, who looks on it, who looks ready, you've got a fit and firing Diogo Jota, you've got Gravenberch and Szoboszlai pulling the strings, you've got Luis Diaz, who looks fit and firing, you've got one of the best passers in the history of football at right back. There's absolutely no way.
Oh, generational Trent, the one who was throwing his toys out the pram, who probably wants to go to Real Madrid. Is that the one you're talking about? The one who was crying. Is that the one you're talking about?
He's got that. If Manchester United's players, if your golden boy, your local lad, right? If your local lad Marcus Rashford had that same, because I've got no doubt, by the way, your golden. Let me finish, Flex. I've got no doubt your golden boy Marcus Rashford has got the ability, because we've seen it. Maybe if golden boy Marcus Rashford had that same winning mentality, that same drive that our golden boy Trent had, maybe Marcus Rashford will be putting in better performances than the crap we've seen him put in for the last year and a half at Manchester United.
You want me to tell you about Golden Boy? Kobbie Mainoo. Do you want to talk about Golden Boys? Do you want me to just reel out another? Did you see? Well, you wanted to talk. So I'll tell you what, Sam. What's really interesting about this is you want what's interested, Sam. You can let me finish. You can let me land. You gonna let me land? You wanted to talk a lot about last season. Let's talk about last season. For how crap Man United were last year, for how rubbish and how easy they were to play through in midfield. How many times in 3 attempts did you beat Manchester United last year? I'll tell you, 0. And I tell you what, you want to talk about golden boys, yeah? What did Kobbie Mainoo do at Old Trafford last time we played you in the league? He stuck it in the top corner, mate. That's what he did. So you could talk about Marcus Rashford, absolutely. He's got a lot of work to do. But Kobbie Mainoo knows what this is about. And since then, We knocked you out of the FA Cup. And what did Golden Boy do then when we got to the final? Scored the winner. So don't come on here and tell me about Manchester United Golden Boys from the academy. Because you know what? I'll just reel another one out. And I'll give you another one. Ahmad, you saw what he done to you last time as well. That's another Golden Boy. Do you want another Golden Boy? Garnacho. Listen, mate. At the end of the day, Marcus Rashford has been not great. Marcus Rashford has been not great. But you cannot sit there and tell me that a game at Old Trafford with this rivalry means anything to do with the last 2 games. You keep talking about last season. We've only played 2 games of this season. This is the 3rd game of this year, and it's our 2nd game at Old Trafford. And guess what? It's Arne Slot's first time there. So don't come on here when Jurgen Klopp's farewell tour collapse like a stack of Jenga, right? And then you want to come in here and act like you've got a massive sample size to go off with your new manager. Because I tell you what, our players will be ready, Old Trafford will be rocking, and Arne Slot won't know what hit him.
Old Trafford hasn't been rocking for 10 years, mate.
Mate, it was rocking the first day of the season, mate. I tell you when it was rocking. It was rocking in the FA Cup when Ahmad scored in the last minute. It was rocking.
You just mentioned your Golden Boys, Ahmad and Garnacho. Just to let you know.
Yeah, and Kobe Mainoo, mate.
They wouldn't get any fun. The 2 lads, the 2 attackers, they wouldn't get anywhere near Liverpool's strongest 11. That's all.
Good. I don't need them to be. I don't need them to be.
I'm saying that just shows the golfing class. But
these are the guys that did the damage. There's such a golfing class that these guys that did the damage against you last year, and you couldn't. And that was it.
And do you know one thing I would say about you guys, hence why you won the FA Cup, is that you are an incredibly unpredictable team. You can have 6 games where you look absolutely rank, and then your cup final when Liverpool comes to Old Trafford, you absolutely have the ability to turn it on. I like this Liverpool team. I know it's...
What, the one that's exactly the same as last year? You ain't even made a signing yet, mate. You're about to get a player who's been injured more times than Luke Shaw, and you're on here giving it. You haven't even made one signing. Your captain's contract's running out. Trent wants to go to Real Madrid. You're going to get it sorted. Well, he's sulking in the stands, mate. Oh, sulking in the stands. He does. Where's his new deal? He's that much of a golden boy. He's that much of a golden boy. He hasn't even committed his future to the mighty Liverpool. Make that make sense.
You are about Liverpool coming to Old Trafford. You're talking about.
I'm not worried.
Contract.
You brought up golden boys. I didn't. I didn't care about Trent until you started talking about golden boys and heart. So if we're talking about heart, and doing more for your team, where's his new contract? That's all I'm asking. Why is he so unsure?
Would you agree on Sunday? It would have to take because the win last season in the FA Cup, this shows how far you've fallen. Like in my opinion, that win against Liverpool last season, and again, you beat us in the FA Cup at Old
fair
Trafford,
and square.
Fair play, I'll give you that. Okay, but that was like one of the best moments, one of the best Old Trafford moments in the last decade at Old Trafford, right? And that's the point I'm making.
It would have been at Anfield if you won it too.
That shows mate. We've won the Champions League in the last few years. We won the league in the last few years.
You've not yet won it at Anfield.
The point I'm making is though that moment at Old Trafford goes down in the last decade. So would you agree that for you to beat us this weekend, it's going to have to take another monumental moment? Of
course it won't. Of course it won't.
That shows the level, the golfing class.
No, it shows. Do you know what it does show? It shows which I'm trying to explain to you now, which you won't take it, which you'll have to come here on Monday and be accountable for it. I'm trying to explain to you that it doesn't matter what happened in any form. It doesn't matter about all these records that get put up that Eric Ten Hag's broken, all the negative goal difference and finishing 8th and last season this and last week at Brighton and the first game. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm trying to tell you, because all we heard last year, Sam, before every single time we played you is, right, we're playing these guys at Anfield. They are dross. We will wipe the floor with them. 0-0. Right. Hold on. Hear me out. So all we got told was they're dross, they're rubbish. 0-0. Couldn't beat us at the mighty Anfield. Couldn't beat us. And by the way, it was a pretty boring game. We had your captain come out. We had your captain come out, and he was surprised that we didn't play the game that they wanted us to play, so that you could smash us 5 or 6-0. Then you come to Old Trafford. Then you come for the FA Cup. Again, you've beaten Arsenal, I think, in the round before. Lovely, brilliant performance. You're expected to go to Man United and wipe the floor with them because, again, we're dross. We're terrible in the league. Our manager's useless. What happened? We win. Then you come again in the league when you're chasing down the Premier League. Remember, you spent top for the longest last year, by the way, before it all collapsed. Before it all collapsed. on the farewell tour, when Trent was tweeting 1 down, 3 to go, may I add, right? We dumped you out of the FA Cup. Then you come in quest for the Premier League. And what happened? We put a dent in that as well. And after that, you were absolute dross. So I don't want to hear it. For how crap Man United are, you still couldn't beat us.
Just said you don't want to talk about the past. It matters about Sunday. And then you've just literally gone on to reel off.
Because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. My point is, it doesn't matter.
The facts are this Sunday. I know how easy this Man United team are to play against. And
so it's an easy win then. Is it an easy win?
Liverpool will win the game this weekend. With the quality we've got on attack, your makeshift bang average back four will not be able to come anywhere near us. Our midfield three with the technical ability, old boy Casemiro, he's going to have Szoboszlai's going to run rings around him.
Just like last time, Casemiro, the worst version we've ever seen of Casemiro, by the way. Had no legs. Still prevailed. Anyway, enough talking.
Go on,
Give
mate,
me your score prediction. Give me your prediction.
My score prediction is I think it's going to be a tight, tense first half. But I simply think in the second half we'll cut you open. I think Mo Salah's going to score in the 72nd minute, and as you push, why is that funny?
It's just funny how you've got the exact time.
No, I know what's going to happen.
That.
And as you
I respect that.
A ridiculous late equaliser, as you launch balls into the box, Harry Maguire trying to get on the end of it. Diogo Jota will finish you off in the 84th minute, and then we'll be chanting on a slot. Nah. We're going to win the game 2-0, and then all of you Man United YouTubers, all of you are going to do that same thing. As we go into the international break, you're going to go, I think Eric Ten Hag should be sacked, and we'll be back in the
we're not going to listen to the likes of you. We don't. No. And this is what I mean. We don't listen to the mainstream media like yourself, the presenters like yourself. We don't listen to you. What we do is we know where our team's going, and when you try and come with all the negativity, we're blocking it out. Like I told you on that same show, we couldn't care less what you think and what should happen, right? So here's the thing. Well, that's up to him. Right, I tell you this. Manchester United will win the game, and what you'll be left with is, that same Man United team, I just don't know how we didn't beat them. They're so rubbish. And you'll be sitting there after 4 previous attempts, you're thinking, how can we not beat this team? And last time I checked, you 3 points ahead of us? We'll be on the same points, but it's the third game of the season. By the end of the game, we'll be on the same points, and we go into the national break and moving on and so forth. Well, it's good because you're acting. Well, it feels like we're bottom of the league, and you think you're going to win the Premier League by doing this.
Flex, I know we got a history, bro. It's normally love, but listen, mate. All I've got to say is I'll see you Monday, mate. Scores are going to be settled, pal.
Absolutely, that's what I want to hear. It's time for the talking to stop. Just get me to Old Trafford so I can get this W and come and hold you accountable on Monday. I'll see you then.